Talk about another stock in the crosshairs today. JPMorgan is removing Salesforce from its focus list. It's still overweight, let's be clear, but the stock's down 3%. It's had a big run. No longer a, quote, table pounder. It's our call of the day. Yana, you own it. So they're not negative on it, but I mean, stocks have run, and it's time to maybe reassess where they've gone and what their valuations are.
Yeah,
no?
It's been a great performer. Obviously, it's a valuation call. It's sort of a chicken downgrade. I would say, if you think about just, again, where we're going and what this company has in terms of its moat, it's the leader in CRM and where the cloud is going. So I think you stick with it.
So they report earnings tomorrow, I believe.
After the bell tomorrow.
Listen, this stock topped out in March. I like to always compare Salesforce to Adobe. I think they're two quality names. Adobe topped out maybe in late April. But with Salesforce, you had significant outages in this quarter. How impactful? Is that priced into the estimates already? And do you think they could exceed that?
That's difficult to say, but again, we don't trade around the quarter, so it's difficult for me to say how the stock is going to react to what they post. But again, relative to the market, relative to the space, I think they're still a clear leader, and they have the pathway to continue to gain double-digit growth.
What about some of these other cloud names in general? Whether, you know, it's time to reassess where a lot of them are. Jim?
Well, look, I still think Microsoft is high quality. I don't think it is as susceptible to a lot of the regulatory issues that we've been seeing with some of the other names that we often talk about in the same space.
Look at the declines today. Now, look, you have a down day in tech, obviously, in general.
You get some selling in the ETFs, right? The triple Qs.
But you do have commentary questioning whether it's time to look at valuations in names like this.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more than just the activity of a day in the NASDAQ. This is something that, you know, you need to reassess valuations across the board.
I think Yana actually put it well earlier when she was stressing, where are you going to go to get growth in earnings, okay? And you are going to go to these names to get growth in earnings, and the only issue is, are they going to be in the crosshairs of regulators or other arms of the government? Some of these will, some of them won't. I don't think Salesforce or Microsoft or VMware or Adobe are going to be in the crosshairs of government anywhere.
But the base case that you're making is that you have to find something to buy. I can find cash.
Actually, I'm not making that base case at all.
Where are you going to find? Okay.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Where do you hide out in this kind of market?
So you hide out in cash.
But I answered that.
Well, so right. I love, to me, Salesforce. Benioff is one of the best managers in the market. Period. I love what he does in terms of his diversity moves, in terms of how he treats his employees and the product they pick up share. But there's a pricing umbrella, there's a valuation umbrella to the market. So all those companies are going to suffer.
Yeah, well,
if
like
my market is correct.
Box is down right now. They report earnings.
I shaved some Microsoft. It killed me, and I shaved it from not taxable accounts because otherwise there's no point selling, right? You're just saying, hey, it's going to be down whatever percent. But I still love it. I just think there's a valuation umbrella. And by the way, Microsoft, I think, is one of the more attractively valued companies out there.
But Scott, to your question was where do you hide out? And I took that as where do you hide out in the cloud space?
No, I'm
saying
it's
in general, because I want to make this point super duper clear. Okay, not just super clear.
Okay.
Look for those companies that have hard assets, monetizable assets, trading below book value. Because I got news, they're all over the place. That's safety.